Madam Chair, free speech and the right to protest are foundational to our democracy, and upholding these rights without allowing them to be twisted into weapons of hate is no easy task. And nowhere, perhaps, is it more difficult than on college campuses, places that help students to think, to engage, to broaden their mindsets, and to express their ideas without violence or intimidation. Antisemitism, Islamophobia, anti-AAPI hate, LGBTQIA hate, and indeed all forms of hatred have no place in our society, including on college campuses. The history of protest on college campuses is mirrored in today's history. In today's protests, as college administrators, protecting all of your students and allowing your campuses to remain as communities of free debate is your responsibility. So instead of using these hearings for political bullying purposes, which is what the majority seems to do, and if you want to be embarrassed about something, perhaps be embarrassed about the fact that this majority has not been able to govern in this cycle without being saved by Democrats. I, for one, am interested in hearing and learning about what successful negotiation and de-escalation looks like in the context of protecting students and free speech. Mr. Schill, I'm a proud MBA graduate from the Kellogg School at Northwestern University. In fact, many of my courses were about negotiation and mediation. And you have described college presidents as being between a rock and a hard place in a recent op-ed, and certainly we see that. I agree completely with your eloquent comments on the need to fight the scourge of anti-Semitism on our campuses and everywhere, and I appreciate your own lived experience and your work to do that. You did not mention other forms of hate that have also arisen against Palestinian, Arab, and Muslim students on your campus. Do you have the same level of commitment to fight that kind of hate against those students? And can you tell me what efforts you are taking to address safety concerns for those communities?
Absolutely. Any form of hate, any form of discrimination or harassment based upon Title VI or other rules at the university, we will investigate any complaints, and we have gotten complaints that sound in Islamophobia, and we will investigate them. We will also protect all of our students, whether on campus or off campus, and we will connect and communicate. I had a dinner for 45 Jewish kids, and I asked them about what they needed. I had a dinner for Islamic students and asked them what they needed. We are a university. These are all of our students. Everyone is part of our community, and I owe an obligation. My number one obligation is public safety and is their safety, because if you don't feel safe, you cannot learn. And that's what Northwestern does better than any other university. As you know, because you're an alumna, it teaches and it does research and it creates an environment for learning.
Thank you. You've commented some on this, but I wanted to know if you had more to say about the options and the outcomes that you considered before choosing negotiation. You were actually successful in ending your college's encampment by peacefully negotiating with the protesters. Did you have anything you wanted to add about what you were considering as you decided to take that course of negotiation?
So, as I said, we had to get the encampment down. We needed to, the police solution was not, number one, not going to be available to us to keep people safe, but also may not be the wise solution, as we've seen at some other universities around the country. So we found, and we were fortunate to have students who were willing to negotiate and were willing to give up their demands that they came into us for. Their number one demand was divestment. We said no. We said absolutely not. We said nothing that singles out Israel. And then we said, let's think about what will make the university stronger, what will be important for your community. And then we came to this agreement over time, hearing what their needs are. And I would do that. I would listen to the needs of any community. And I have to say, most of these things, we had already been in communication with our Muslim students. For example, the House for Muslim Students and MENA students, that was already in conversation for a year. They had no place to pray. They had no place to eat and celebrate Ramadan. So that was something that we accord to our Jewish students, to our Catholic students, to our Lutheran students. So we want to meet the needs of our students where they are. That's what the agreement ended up being.
I really appreciate your focus on negotiation and a peaceful resolution and protecting all students. Thank you, President Schill.
Thank
I yield
you.
back, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Jayapal. Mr.